Hi guys, Omer from MMOHut.com. I'm going to do a quick first impression gameplay video here for League of Legends, a 3D strategy MMO by Riot Games. I'll spend about 5-10 minutes running around checking the game out, making some quick comments. If you want to play League of Legends or just learn more about it, check out the link on the right sidebar under the description. Now this is actually a Dota-like game. It's kind of hard to explain, but basically there's two teams of 5 on both sides over here, and they're assisted by minions, which are just basic NPC creeps that help you push towards the enemy side. Our goal is basically to defeat the enemies generator over here. It's all the way down over here. And of course they have to push us. Now I have a team of 5 people over here, which was matchmaked for me online. Now I actually started recording this game after I joined rather than the back-end interface, because I didn't, I figured I want to spend 10 minutes actually in the game rather than showing you the back-end. So the back end is pretty in-depth as well. There's a lot of detail. You can see I actually picked a hero over here already, but there's over 40 playable heroes in the game right now, with many more in development. Let's see over here. Basically, if you play Dota or Heroes of Newerth, you'll pretty much pick up this game real fast. Otherwise, you should definitely check out the tutorial. The game does offer one, which is really interesting, because it really teaches the game and does it quite well actually. Personally, I've played Dota for many years now. I've played Heroes of Newerth as well. Now I'm playing League of Legends. Now what I'm trying to do over here is basically just get these, kill these creeps in front of me, which will give me experience so I level up. I mean, there's obviously some RPG elements in the game. As I kill these monsters and heroes, I'll get experience to level up and I'll get more skills. As I get the last hits on these creeps, basically I'm getting gold that I can use that gold to purchase new equipment and make my hero stronger over here. And of course, killing the enemy heroes over here, which are player controlled, means I'll get more gold and more experience for doing so.
Agreed.
Now I already have a skill over here. Every hero has 4 different skills, including one ultimate over here. I can just go ahead and use my skill over here. You'll see me shoot a bunch of arrows. For those new to this Aeon of Strife genre, basically after this game, even though I won't get to keep my experience points here, instead I'll be back to level 1 in my next game, even as a different hero maybe. Now I'm playing the game's only map right now, but they did say they were going to make more maps. Now personally, I've played Dota for many years now, and this is actually a really new game I got into. And I do have to admit though that Dota cannot compete with games like Heroes of Newerth and League of Legends over here, simply because these games are they have their own unique clients, so there's so many more features in these games than Dota. Warcraft 3 is an excellent platform for custom games and all, but it can't compete with League of Legends or Heroes of Newerth, because they have so many better capabilities of customizing their game. For example, if you've played Dota, one of the biggest problems with Dota is that if somebody gets disconnected or lags out, it's over, because the teams are now 4v5 and you're almost guaranteed to lose. If you're playing on the 4v5 team, or even worse, if 2 people disconnect, it's game over. Here, if I disconnect, I can actually rejoin the game while it's in progress. So rarely have I actually seen anybody disconnect or rage quit and not come back. And really, that enhances the game quite a bit. Now, I do apologize if you see me playing like really bad. I'm trying to talk and it makes playing the game pretty difficult. I'm doing this live. But I should be trying to get these kills over here on these guys. This guy over here, he dies pretty fast. This caster over here. I don't even know what all the heroes are. One of the biggest problems with playing these games is they're extremely competitive, and usually it's not very newbie friendly. If you're just new to the genre, I'm afraid you're gonna get slaughtered until you figure out the game. These games are really brutal, because basically in order to do well in these games, you have to know what every single hero in the game is capable of doing. These 2 guys, they each have 4 abilities on them, and if I don't know what their 4 abilities are, I'm at an enormous disadvantage. Because they could just start throwing spells at me and I won't even know what's going on. Another nifty feature in League of Legends here over Dota and even Heroes of Newerth is that I have 2 of these skills over here which aren't hero specific, and instead I can pick these 2 skills outside of the game and they stay with me in game. So everyone's a little bit different based on what skills they pick. I have a move here called Heal. It heals everybody around me for a certain amount. And I have a move called Exhaust, which blinds the target and slows it down. Of course, I could have chosen some other stuff. There's some interesting skills like Resurrect. I can instantly res instead of waiting for my death timer. It's actually especially helpful late game because the death timer becomes like 50-60 seconds. So instead of waiting, bam, back to the game. I should be going after this guy. Another cool thing is, you see these forests over here? I can actually go over here. I'm invisible. And it makes ganking and teamwork a lot easier. Because I can just hide over here until somebody gets weak or they start pushing further and I can just ambush them. Of course, they saw me go in here, so it's not going to work.
My aim is steady.
And one interesting feature which I really want to emphasize in League of Legends here, that's incredibly unique to the game, and even Heroes of Newerth doesn't have it, which is a similar game, is that there's some really great MMO elements in this game. Some persistent world elements. Now, by playing this game, I will actually get experience points depending on how well I do. And those experience points I can use to gain levels, and as I gain levels, I get mastery points that I can use to distribute across my skill trees. Everyone's got the same 3 skill trees, but of course you can build your character in any way, which is basically your summoner. Apparently, these heroes I'm playing right now, they're called champions. Your summoner summons them apparently in each of these individual games, so by making your summoner stronger, by picking new skills, you can enhance your character in game. So one skill I got was it actually reduces my cooldowns by 0.75% per level. And as I put points into that, I can actually enhance every hero I play will get stronger. There's stuff like it decreases cooldown on like certain healing spells,
Agreed.
certain like increases critical rate, increases your attack speed, and a lot of people are going to scream, a lot of the Dota fans especially will complain about this because they say it can imbalance the game, but I really like it because it's nothing that's really too over the top. Usually the best thing you can get is like 4% increased attack speed or like 1% decreased cooldown. It's nothing too major, but it gives you like a huge incentive to play the game. I mean, it really rewards you for playing, which is something that Dota and even Heroes of Newerth really can't do. And it does this without really breaking the game.
Agreed.
Gameplay mechanics wise, the game is very smooth. It's excellent. I've played Dota, I've played Heroes of Newerth. It's on par with Heroes of Newerth. I'm not going to say it's anything better, but the art style here is very different. It's got the anime/cartoony art style to it. But more, it has a Western feel to it rather than anime, so I might have misspoke here. Now, what I'm doing is, you can even see the experience right over your head. Over here is my tower, shooting at the creeps. Again, I'm not really coordinating with my teammates that much because I'm talking, I'm not really paying attention. But one of the most important things to keep in mind while playing League of Legends, or any Dota kind of game, is that you have to do, you have to work with your team. This is not a solo game. If you don't like working with people, don't play League of Legends, because you can't beat this game by just trying to play Rambo style solo. You have to coordinate with your team, trying to get ganks, and if you don't get along with them either, the game is not going to be fun for you then. Now, I personally like the game, but there are a few downsides right now. Mostly because the game isn't fully released. One of the major downsides is that there's no rank play right now. I'm playing just a normal game, and the rank play is something that Heroes of Newerth, if you've played it, really mastered. It really, you can see other people's scores and compare them against yours. Of course, the game keeps track of how well you do with every single hero, your kills, death, and stuff, but it doesn't actually give you a ranking. And it doesn't match you up against people your rank. Of course, this feature is under development, but as is, it's not available. And Heroes of Newerth does have that feature. Again, if you're a bit lost with the terminology, I have to really talk about this in Dota terms. If you haven't played Dota, this game is going to be really confusing for you. It's still worth checking out though. There's a tutorial which basically explains the game, so I do recommend you try that out. It's a very high quality game, and I actually think that either League of Legends or Heroes of Newerth will definitely replace Dota in the world of cyber games and the big, gaming competitions. I really do applaud IceFrog and the guys that made Dota, because it really pushed this genre forward. This is actually a very niche genre. It used to be very niche. It was called Aeon of Strife genre. I believe it was popularized originally. Well, Dota popularized it, but I believe it began in StarCraft, but not entirely sure. Now there's Avalon Heroes. There's a whole bunch of other games in development that are copying this Dota-style gameplay.
We must press on.
Now I am a little bit laggy on fraps, but that's my excuse in case I die, guys. I did let my teammate over here die, which I shouldn't have done. He's stunned right now, so I should be helping him. I got my ultimate over here, which is basically throws a stun, which I'm gonna try using right now. It's pretty neat because I can actually do it from infinite range. But if it doesn't hit the hero, it's kind of useless. See this guy? I'm gonna shoot him. See if it hits him. He didn't move, so I got him. Of course, that's better. It would have been much more effective if I coordinated that with a good gank. But I didn't do that. In fact, I could even shoot this guy all the way in the middle lane. Or all the way in the bottom lane if I aim correctly, and he doesn't
My
move.
aim is steady.
And the longer the arrow travels, it'll stun him. So it's really neat. If you do try playing this game, I recommend you start playing the hero I'm playing right now. It's called Ashe. Because she's basically a very newbie friendly hero. I let my ally die again, and I might even die now. Nah, I'm good. Well guys, I am running out of time. But I did want to, at least touch base on the basics of this game. It's really a very in-depth game, so it can be very difficult for me to talk
Agreed.
about everything it has to offer. I do recommend you guys check this game out because it's really different. It's original. I don't want to say it's original. It's kind of like Dota, but it's much more original than Heroes of Newerth. But anyway,
My
if you want to learn more about it
steady.
or play it yourself, check out the link on the right sidebar in the description. Later, guys.